Bruce Taylor, who is the winner of the standard class on day 3 here at WGC Narromine. Bruce Taylor has been flying for Australia and been flying for many years. I believe your first World Gliding Championship for Australia was in Germany in 1999, is that right?
No, way before that.
Really?
First time was Sweden in 1992-93.
Right.
In the standard class, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, as it happens, I'm flying the same LS8 that I flew in France in 1997. So it's a bit of a sentimental trip for me as well this time around.
Right, and you've been flying World Championships in Uvalde and Texas and all over the place, as well as sailplane Grand Prix finals in Cicerone, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I'm one of the old guys now. I used to be one of the young guys. Anyway, here we are. It's great. It's great to have a World Championship at home, and we've got one at a site that I know really well and really enjoy flying at.
Yes. So your home base is Lake Keepit, which is just north of here.
Just up the road. Yeah, it's only 250 k's away. So.
Yeah. And so, what do you think of the conditions this week?
Well, they've been a little bit unusual so far. Today is going to be a big day, but we've had a couple of days of slightly tricky blue weather the last 2 days, which have been interesting. 2 days ago, we got absolutely murdered by the pack starting well behind us because we started quite early. We're kind of early starters. We don't play the game as well as the Europeans, but yesterday we started early and it really paid off. The day quit while they were still out there and it hurt a lot of them.
Yes, in fact, I think you were one of the first gliders, if not the first glider, back on the airfield, in fact.
We did, yeah. We started, there was one of the American pilots started quite early yesterday, but the other 5 of us started not too far behind, and it worked really well together. We had quite a nice group rolling along. You know, really, we were having a bit of a laugh. There's 2 very, very good pilots who were in the group who were flying very low risk and very wary about leading out, particularly when the day got very soft at the end. They really sat back and waited. And it was really my partner Greg Beecroft and I who were doing all the leading out at that stage of the day. But that worked pretty well. For me, I took a couple of small risks right at the end. We flew back into a drier area, and I decided to just take a very small gamble and push ahead a bit. I thought the climbs ahead might be a little bit stronger than we were working a bit further out from home, and it paid off. I got a couple of quite nice climbs and got a little bit of a jump on the guys I was with at that stage, which got me home first. So.
Yeah, very good. But it was a slow day. I think it was 106 kilometres.
Yeah, even the best part of the day was not particularly good. We were quite often only getting sort of 5,000 feet above the ground, and we were working, 6 knots was good. A lot of the time it was 4 or 5, so it was not fast. Fortunately, not too much wind, but and then with about 150 kilometres to go, we had a very soft patch, and we flew down under 2,000 feet AGL a couple of times there. There was just, the thermals were so far apart, it was very challenging, and they were so weak when we found them. We just had to work our way carefully through that, and then closer to home it got a little bit better again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of the guys that started well back really got caught at that stage. Yes,
there were quite a lot of gliders landing out in all classes yesterday, particularly club class, but in every class there were landouts.
Yeah. I was just saying to one of the other pilots, it was interesting as we were flying along, heading into that slightly damper area. We had one climb which was quite good, maybe 6 knots, and then as we set off on the cruise, suddenly the air just started to go quite still and smooth, and the scent disappeared. And in my cockpit there was let's be careful. And sure enough, we went all the way down below 2,000 feet, and the climb was very weak at that stage, and that's what it was like for 60, 80 kilometres. I think what happened too, the pack behind us was not too far back, but when we got to that stage, because we got through that really difficult bit a bit earlier, by the time the pack arrived there, it was really, really soft. That's when a lot of guys outlanded and really slowed right down. There were still guys out there very late trying to get home. So some days it pays to start at the back, some days it pays not to play that game quite so hard.
So do you think you feel you've got a good home turf advantage, especially on these blue days?
I don't think the home turf advantage really exists, because these guys we're flying against are so experienced. They can adapt to new conditions really well. They play the strategy better than we do. Yeah, we know the local weather, and we know a few places that are good to avoid or good to go to. But they're smart, these guys, and they do so much flying at such a high level. The thing we miss out on in Australia is that pressure of high-level competition. And a lot of the people we're flying against, they fly the European Championships, which is almost a World Championships. All their nationals, they have 80, 90, 100 gliders in them. They're very, very strong competition all the time. Whereas in Australia, you know, we have just a small group of the top pilots that are flying against each other, but we don't have the big depth that they're practicing in all the time. So.
Well, good. And you and Greg are doing very well so far after a few days.
We're enjoying it. We don't have a lot of time together, so we're still learning how we both operated. But Greg's, particularly in the blue, he's very strong. He flies in Western Australia, and they have a lot of blue weather, and you can see when it's blue and tricky, he really knows how it's all working. Yeah. It's good. Often when the weather's a bit faster, he kind of leans on me to do a bit of the leading, and when it's slow and blue, I tend to lean on him a bit because he's so good at that weather.
Yeah, great. Good. Well, it's very close at the top of all the classes after just a few days racing. And in standard class, there's just a few points dividing everybody, and Bruce Taylor and Greg Beeproff from Australia are right up there with the pack. So we have another great day today. And
so a big day today.
A big day today.
Big day, but a fairly short window, but it'll be high, very high and fast while it's going.
Do you have any particular tactics for the day?
No, I'm always conservative. I always tend to start early. You know, today looks a little bit like it may stop early. We may get quite a bit of spread out, and if the day's good, I like to be out on track and motoring. The guys behind play the games. Good luck. Sometimes they kill me, sometimes they don't.
All right, well, thank you very much, Bruce Taylor, from the Australian team, and we hope to see you back here during the competition.
That'd be great. Thanks, Sean.
All right, thank you.